You ever watch a royal PR stunt so shameless that you actually feel secondhand embarrassment for Buckingham Palace's crisis comms team? Yeah, that's exactly what we just witnessed with Prince William's tearful performance on World Mental Health Day. So let's rewind the crown cam, shall we? The video drops. Cue the somber music. William sits at a kitchen table, sleeves rolled up, camera zoomed in, eyes misty, as he listens to a grieving mother tell her devastating story. It's Rhian Mannings, the woman who lost her young son, and just 5 days later, her husband to suicide. The clip was edited like an Oscar-worthy scene. William nods, swallows hard, turns away, rubs his chin, voice cracking. The full emotional checklist. The press went wild. Prince William moved to tears. Future king shows his human side. Oh, how the royal rota swooned. They wrote it like they were watching the next episode of The Crown. But hold your royal horses, because there's a plot twist that would make even Netflix jealous. William already knew this story. Yes, that very same woman sat down with him in 2017. Same tragedy, same testimony, same campaign for mental health awareness, meaning that emotional reaction he gave us in 2025, that wasn't shock. That wasn't discovery. That was acting. Now, to be clear, the tragedy is real. Rhian's story is deeply painful, and she deserves nothing but respect. But the way it was repackaged, reused, for royal optics, that's where it turns from compassion to performance art. And I can already hear the palace comms meeting from here. Right, team. Harry and Meghan are about to collect a humanitarian award. The internet will be buzzing with their impact and compassion. We need something heartfelt, something human. Cue the tears. Get me William. Find that woman from 2017. Yes, the emotional one. Enter stage left, the future king of feelings. And you know what's really wild? This entire thing was perfectly timed with World Mental Health Day, a cause that Harry and Meghan have championed sincerely and consistently for years. But instead of collaboration, we get competition. Instead of humanity, we get strategy. Because that's what the monarchy has turned into lately. A PR firm dressed in ermine and denial. The palace doesn't respond to compassion. It competes with it. They could have supported Rhian's cause quietly. They could have used William's foundation to fund her charity without rolling cameras or soft focus lighting. But no, they needed that headline moment. They needed that viral clip of William's voice cracking and his hand covering his face. Look, everyone, he's human! Except if you've already heard this story before, and you rehearse your emotional pause for the cameras, that's not empathy, that's PR choreography. And people noticed. Social media exploded with side-by-side comparisons. William with Rhian in 2017, and now again in 2025, pretending like it's his first encounter. The internet detectives were typing faster than Kensington Palace could refresh its press releases. Now here's the part that gets really uncomfortable. Using a grieving woman's trauma to push your personal image. That's not just distasteful, it's manipulative. And it's the kind of emotional exploitation that Meghan and Harry walked away from. Remember, Meghan was dragged for showing real tears, real emotion, in her documentary and interviews. The same media that mocked her for crying on camera is now applauding William for pretending to choke up on cue. Funny how the empathy meter works differently depending on which royal you are. The hypocrisy is breathtaking, and not in the romantic Bridgerton way. And it's always the same pattern. Whenever the Sussexes make headlines for something meaningful, the Waleses drop a last-minute, look at us caring campaign. It's practically a royal tradition at this point. The only thing missing is a press release titled, "Quick, the Sussexes are trending." Now some royal defenders are already spinning it. Oh, he was just deeply moved again. Sure, Jan. Look, grief can move anyone, any time, that's fair. But the editing, the release date, the palace PR coordination, that's not an accident. That's production. That's branding. That's an attempt to hijack headlines and drown out Meghan and Harry's humanitarian win with a tear-streaked close-up. And it worked. for about 24 hours, until people connected the dots. Then it backfired spectacularly. Because what started as a touching royal moment turned into a conversation about how performative the monarchy has become. Instead of empathy, they delivered theatre. Instead of leadership, they delivered damage control. And honestly, this is the problem with the monarchy's entire image machine. They don't know how to be genuine. Every emotion, every handshake, every eye dab comes with a lighting crew and a press embargo. It's less duty and service, more season finale. Contrast that with Harry and Meghan, who, by the way, didn't need to fake a single tear to get global respect for their humanitarian work. Their award wasn't about a headline, it was about impact, supporting veterans, mental health initiatives, women's empowerment, and global charity efforts. They walk the talk, they show up, they don't need to rehearse empathy. Meanwhile, back in the palace, it's giving copy and paste compassion, it's giving rehearsed relatability, and it's not fooling anyone anymore. Because when everything is performative, nothing feels authentic, and when you use grief as a photo op, you don't look compassionate, you look calculating. Let's be honest, if William truly wanted to spotlight suicide prevention, he could have done it by amplifying survivors' voices, funding national helplines, or working quietly with organisations like Rhian's. He could have turned the spotlight away from himself for once, but instead, he staged a performance around someone else's grief, a grief he already knew. That's not leadership, that's exploitation with better camera angles. And once again, it's Meghan and Harry who come out looking authentic, because their compassion doesn't depend on timing, competition, or media applause. They don't perform humanity, they live it. By the end of that video, I wasn't thinking, how touching. I was thinking, how insulting. Insulting to Rhian, to genuine advocates, and to anyone who's ever believed the monarchy when it claims to care. Because if your empathy only exists when it's filmed, then it's not empathy. It's a campaign strategy. And that's the tragedy of the monarchy's modern image. They could have evolved into something real, relevant, and human. But they keep choosing optics over authenticity, spotlight over sincerity. So yes, the Waleses won the temporary headlines. But the world saw through it. Because when compassion becomes competition, you've already lost. And in a contest of real heart versus rehearsed heartache, the Sussexes will always win. Every single time.